Don't you wish there was some sort of device you could just plug into another person to see how they really feel about you? Do they love you? Are they honest with you? Do they respect you, value you, or are they simply using you? Carl Jung suggested in his work the following idea. If you want to understand someone's intentions, look at the results of their actions. So if in your interactions with a certain person, you get a subtle feeling that something is not quite right, even though nothing overly hostile is happening, and you can't quite put your finger on it, this video is for you. I will guide you through 7 signs that might help you identify what is exactly missing, so you know what exactly needs to be changed. Stay tuned until the end to uncover the real reason why this pattern of being used keeps repeating in your life, along with a powerful reflection question that will help you break free from it on a deep level. But before, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on more insightful content. And we are going to start with the most obvious sign, and I'm going to call this only valuable for what you offer. So it is when you are only valuable to another person as long as another person gets an access to something that you have and another person doesn't. Money, apartment, place for gatherings, car rides, connections, or social status. Sharing what you have is not a problem in itself, but when the relationship revolves primarily around those things, this is when it becomes a red flag. To test this, remove this resource from the equation and see how much of the actual relationship remains. The next sign of being used in relationship is called purpose-only communication. It is when your interactions only happen within a specific context, like casual hookups, or drinking, or providing professional advice. Test this by suggesting a different activity, like maybe something simple, even like grabbing coffee or going for a walk. And if they respond with being uninterested, it may indicate that they value what you do for them over building a genuine connection and getting to know who you truly are. Sign number 3. You are excluded from their inner circle. These individuals consistently choose others for meaningful or casual interactions while turning to you to only for specific needs and favors. You are not someone they seek out for shared experiences or genuine connection, but rather a resource they tap into when convenient. We move into sign number 4 of being used in a relationship, and it is unequal effort. In these types of relationships, you often feel like you are given far more than you are receiving. You invest your time, attention, effort, maybe offering constant help or being ready to help, support. You are supportive. But they don't put the same amount of energy to maintain the connection. I think of it as an exchange of energy. Here's a simple example. They might send you a simple WhatsApp text and you respond with a thoughtful or with a detailed message shortly after it, but they reply with just a one-word answer, or they take forever to get back to you. Your longer response actually can be an unconscious attempt to compensate for the lack of effort on their part. However, the best approach is to stop overcompensating with bigger efforts. Instead, match the energy and investment they give to you. This way, they'll realize you're willing to take as many steps toward them as they are willing to take toward you. The next sign of being used in relationship is manipulation tactics. So it's when they guilt trip you, when they play the victim or shower you with insincere flattery, They can be a sign that they want to make you feel responsible for their needs or want to make you feel obligated to fix their problems. A person who uses these tactics might be using them actually without realizing it. For example, if he or she grew up in the environment where communication was built on these tactics. Also, I just recently posted a video where I cover all manipulation techniques in one video and share one universal tip on how to handle them effectively. If you're curious, the link is below. So, sign of being used in relationship number 6. They don't care about your feelings. A subtle yet telling sign that you are being used and is their lack of interest in your inner world. When you open about something important, your emotions, challenges, or even a personal victory, they cut you off, or they change the subject, or somehow make it about themselves. It's as if they view you as an audience rather than an equal participant. Over time, this dynamic will turn the relationship into a performance where they are always the star and you're just there to support their role. The last and most powerful sign of being used in a relationship is a feeling of emptiness and frustration. This sign manifests as the persistent feeling of being unfulfilled after spending time with the person. It's as if they give you just enough to keep you around, but never truly offer the connection, respect, or attention that you seek. You might feel ignored, rejected, or even abandoned, leaving you with a heavy sense of loneliness and frustration. A hallmark of a healthy relationship is the feeling of increased energy after spending time together. Think of it as an exchange of energy where 1 plus 1 actually equals x4 or x10 or even more. It's like when you feel very, very energetic after interaction. But if you feel drained, do not ignore this feeling. It's a sign that something is off. And now that you've heard all these signs of being used in a relationship, remember that the goal is not to build walls around yourself and constantly watching for people who might be using you and using this list to catch them. The real goal is to gain clarity about what you are looking for in communication. And sometimes that clarity comes from realizing what you don't like. And once you understand that, you can call it out, you can discuss it, and you can work toward change. And here is a powerful exercise that can spark real transformation on a deep level. I'm going to list all the signs again on the screen. And now take a moment to reflect which of these signs are you showing toward yourself. Remember, often people reflect to us what we do to ourselves. And if nothing comes to mind on a conscious level, think about which sign feels the most hurtful or triggers the strongest emotions. And please share your thoughts in the comment section. What it is for you. What sign did you find for yourself? I'm going to also leave a link to this post on my Telegram channel where you can go over these signs again if you want to reflect on it a little bit longer. And lastly, I want to address the real reason why this tendency might have place in your life. So the fear of being used or the experience of being used often go hand in hand with a deep fear of rejection. When we avoid accepting ourselves or when we are not honest about our true needs with ourselves, we start prioritizing the compensatory need for external acceptance over real needs like genuine connection or closeness or attention. And this leaves us vulnerable. With no clear boundaries that keep give and take dynamic and balance. If I don't know how to say no, or if I'm afraid to, I'll end up waiting for the other person to stop on their own. But here is the truth. It's not the other person's responsibility to respect boundaries if you haven't yet realized them yourself or if you haven't communicated them. And as a first step toward change, take a moment to reflect. What is the real need that hasn't been met for you in the past? Maybe it's attention, understanding, support, or closeness. Share in the comments the need you're ready to prioritize. Instead of chasing the common but yet never truly fulfilling need for external validation. And when you align your boundaries with your true needs, this is when you start creating relationships that honor your worth and protect your emotional well-being. Start small. Say no to things that don't serve you. And notice how it builds your confidence over time. More transformational questions and powerful insights are in my next video, where I'm going to distinguish between true love, infatuation, and codependency. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it.